Record. We can destroy the world. Can you hear that out there? 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 Okay. You're still a little low out in the... Say something again?
Is that any better?
Do it again.
Any better?
Little bit.
Hold on. How about that?
Yeah, that's better. Okay. Good. I think it looks good. All right. Ready to do a thing?
Yes, let us do.
Let us do a thing. Find the music. All right. 3, 2, 1. Howdy folks, welcome to Joystick and Mouse, your place for casual gamers, video game news and reviews. I'm Don, I go as Diddi within the gaming community, and with me tonight as always is my co-host JayDimes.
What's up folks?
We present to you episode 196, and today is March 31st, 2025. Oh my god, it's April 1st tomorrow, isn't it? Holy crap, I hate April 1st. And on the show... On this episode, there is more bad news in the video game developer front. We take a nostalgic look at some game systems that didn't quite make the grade. We discuss if genres have any meaning anymore. Oh god, it says meeting in the notes. And discuss the latest news out of Nintendo's camp. So we postponed last week because absolutely nothing was going on. And of course, shit hit the fan this week, so it just everything happened.
Everything waited a week.
Yes, actually, for me and for in the game world, it's been a week. It really has. We are in the middle of a bathroom renovation.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
It is not fun. It is loud.
Are you doing the renovation, or are you paying someone?
Oh no, I had my fill with about a room. I'm done. We are paying somebody. And this is actually the same company that we had do the master bath is now doing the secondary bathroom.
Oh, okay.
And it's been 5 years.
Has it been that long since y'all did the master?
I think. Yes, 5 years. Unbelievable how much the cost has gone up in 5 years.
Oh yeah. Everything prices of everything have gone up.
Yeah, about 30% more.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's ugly. So, and then I took my truck in today and found out that that's hitting me for the tune of about $1,400.
I thought you were about to say 14,000. I was like,
no,
might be time to get rid of the truck.
now, if it was 14 grand, would it get sold? Actually, I've been kicking around selling it anyways.
No, you don't want to sell the truck.
Maybe getting a Jeep, something a little smaller.
Oh no, sir. Oh no.
Maybe a Tacoma.
That's okay. But listen, if any of those cars are imported, if they're made elsewhere, that price is about to be...
Well, that's true. Actually,
be awful.
Well, the Tundra's made in San Antonio. They're assembled in San Antonio.
Okay.
Now, the Lexus, that's a different story. That came straight from Japan.
Yeah. So, well.
We were at one of your favorite places over the weekend.
Where was that?
Beck had sing and she wanted to go to East Starland.
Oh, nice.
So we stopped in there. We did not. I did not, but there were so many tempting, wonderful
You buy
things
yourself
there.
a retro N64.
The N64 was very. The big one is the GameCube. Bex got this thing for the GameCube.
Oh, I have a GameCube.
Yeah, I don't. We don't have one anymore. But there were so many great games for that.
Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with that controller. I know a lot of people love GameCube controller, and sometimes I feel a little meh about it.
Yeah, I always
You
thought
should
that was a
check and
good
see if the
controller.
GameCube games she wants to play are available in the Switch store.
Yeah, she doesn't want it. She wants the GameCube.
Oh, okay.
And they had quite a few. Well, they didn't have that many of those. They had a ton of N64s. They had like in the cases that could go on them and
Mm-hmm.
different colored controllers and stuff. That was like the biggie.
Yeah.
Then there's a ton of Japanese, not anime, but like like the games that they had. The what do they call it? Um,
The cartridges.
yeah, the cartridges, but it's a genre. I can't remember the name of it. All the Japanese games. I forget.
JRPGs.
Yes, the JRPGs. They had a ton of those. Very just an incredible place with lots and lots of neat stuff. We're gonna talk sort of later on about a lot of things I saw there over the man. May have noticed I got new glasses.
They
And
look good on you.
oh, thank you. But I also got a different pair of glasses. I'm an old man. My hearing is not what it used to be. Too much loud music and all that. So a couple years ago, I found that I really could use hearing aids, but I've always been very self-conscious about them. So I found a pair of glasses that have the hearing aids built into them.
Oh, nice.
A company
Is it
called
at the? Is it at the back?
yeah, and it's right beside your ear canal. The speakers are right there. Nobody else can hear it, but you can. And they were incredible. I went and did the demo, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
these are amazing. And
So is it like a bone?
it's yeah, it's it's not bone induction. It's just there's just a little speaker right by your ear,
Oh, okay.
and it was really cool. So I got
Nice.
those this weekend, but we plugged in the they Qi charge. You got a little pad, and you sit them on them, and it charges them. And I plugged the pad in, and it burned up. That was
Oh,
so yeah. It never lit up, and then it got really hot. And there was a little scorch mark on the top of it, so I had to take that back.
what kind of cable did it take to
Just
like?
the USB C, and it was the same
How
cable I
about this
used
for
to
you?
charge my phone all the time. So I know the cable was good.
Yeah. Well, here's my question: is it a USB C port on the pad and then a USB C port at the end?
Yeah, you just get the pad.
And the pad has its own cable connected to it.
Yeah.
Huh. And it's USB C on both ends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the reason I ask that is that I have heard issues with some USB C devices and cords have issues if you plug them into a USB port and USB C port that's too hot. That's why I was asking you, like, is it a detachable cable on the pad,
Yeah.
or is the cable integrate? It's a detachable cable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when you replace that pad, you may want to use something that's USB C to USB A as
Oh.
the cable.
Oh, I'll try that.
Because, so like, I don't have it close by, but like, I have a flashlight from Harbor Freight,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of times it won't charge if I use a USB C to USB C cable.
Huh.
because the charge is too hot. So I have to use a USB-C to USB-A cable. I've seen a couple of like small devices where they've put USB-C ports on them, and they just don't charge well
Yeah. The
off
cable
of the
that came
C-to-C
with it
cable.
was the cable that came with it was USB-C to USB-C, but I'll try something else.
So was the cable that was my flashlight.
Oh. Speaking of
So
which,
what it really is that the C ports that we use are often put out too much wattage
yeah, that's
for
possible.
the actual device. So if you use a C to A, that A basically steps it down enough that it's not a problem.
Yeah. By the way, isn't Harbor Freight like the greatest store ever?
Ah, yes, yes.
Absolutely love it. It's funny you walk in there and you're like,
Just
oh,
don't buy anything too expensive.
oh, those are like $14. Okay, I'll buy that set of
Mm-hmm.
wrenches for $15.
Yeah.
That's great.
And if the wrench breaks, you're not mad about it.
Yeah. I've always wanted a set of offset handheld wrenches. Um, it's got the little bend in the end of them so that you can get them down
Mm-hmm.
in like a well or something. And they had a
Mm-hmm.
whole set for like $15. I was like, done.
Yeah, no, Harbor Freight's a great store.
Harbor Freight's great. Um, what else did I get? Oh yeah, I got a magnetic little hook to go in the side of the toolbox. It's great
Mm-hmm.
place. Great place.
Yeah, they have all the little toys
Mm-hmm.
that one might want. Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, their hand tools, I think the hand tools are really good. I've heard very iffy things about the power tools,
Yeah. I
but
probably
I mean, I bought my heat gun from there, you know.
well, that's probably pretty. It's hard to mess up a heat gun.
Yeah, yeah.
I have most of the hand tools that I would ever need.
And my torque, my torque wrench, I bought from there.
Yeah, I had the torque wrench before they were a thing in this area. When you have a truck to work on,
Yeah.
you need those things. Um, yeah. So, and the other thing that happened this past week was I put my headset on. I've always loved Audio Technica. Always thought they were
Hmm.
really good, but I've been noticing a little crackle in one of the ears of the
Oh.
headset, and then like a week and a half ago, it just got really, really bad. It was just in the right ear, and I tried another set of headphones, and it didn't do it. And I was like, oh well, okay. So, but having the headset go bad was what I needed, the little push to get something that I had my eye on for quite a while. So I got a nice set of Biodynamic. Um, they are the DT700 Pro X's. They're super.
They sound expensive.
They are
That's
very expensive for a headset. Yes. But man, do they have incredible sound.
you said the 770s?
No, these are the 700s. 700 Pro X. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, 700 Pro X.
Yeah, yeah. Those look very nice.
They are very nice. They have incredible sound.
It looks like they have good cushion on
They do, and it's
the
velour, and
earbuds.
it's not. They're not sweaty, and it's.
I mean, listen, I'm looking at the MSRP on those. I feel like they should give you all those.
They should.
I think we bought our Audio Technicas at the same time back when we were recording at Alex's, and I think I bought the ATX 30s or the MTX 30s.
I think I have the
And
50s. It
mine
takes.
have held up.
Yeah, normally.
The ear pads peel, and the thing that like upsets me about that is that these ear pads are not made to replace. Like you can't swap the
Oh,
ear pads on them.
because the 50s you can. I've replaced those pads on them several times, and the
Okay.
headband, once or twice.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, my headband looks a little ratty too. Maybe you can, and I just don't see it, and so I need to.
Yeah, it's got a little groove. I think they have a little groove, and you have to like pull them out to get the air cup off. But yeah, and actually, the biodynamic came with an extra headband cushion. So yeah, I've had.
Well, according to Amazon, I can replace them. I wouldn't mind getting some like memory foam ones.
Yeah, the ones I got. Yeah, I've definitely replaced them at least once on the other headset.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll have to.
Yeah, I don't know if I broke them, if I damaged them somehow, or something. I don't think so, but there have been a few they've fallen off the desk or something a couple times, or you never know. So yeah, it's been a been a couple of weeks. How about you? You been up to anything other than studying?
Just studying. I think my dad is coming in town this weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
They're doing the autograph show up at Dulles Expo this weekend. They do like the sports.
Oh, is it sports memorabilia?
Yeah, so
Oh, who's gonna be there? Anybody fun?
the list of people is fun. I want to go meet Eric Allen, who is former Philadelphia cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting in the Hall of Fame this year.
Yep. New Eric Allen.
My dad is thinking either Cal Ripken or Eddie Murray, who both played for
Big
the.
Orioles fan.
Yeah, my dad's a big Orioles fan. And then when I was a kid and we lived in Illinois, I always had a St. Louis Cardinals hat. I don't know why that was. Why I didn't have a Cubs or a White Sox hat as a kid living. Because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were closer to Chicago than we were to St. Louis. Um, but I always loved Ozzie Smith, who was the shortstop for the
Yeah.
Cardinals. And he's coming. He's coming
No, I
to
don't
this
see
year.
that.
So
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I'm probably definitely going to do Eric Allen. Maybe I'll do Ozzie Smith.
So do
They
they?
do. I mean, they've got some really good people coming, like name wise. Like Emmitt Smith is going to be there. Michael Irvin is going to be there. Um, C.D. Lamb is coming.
I remember when it was on last year. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle were there, and I thought about going. But then
You
I'm
should have
like,
gone.
I'm not paying to get somebody's autograph.
I mean, some of the autograph prices are crazy. David Ortiz is going to be there. A photo op with David Ortiz is $335. That's just a picture. No
Wow.
autograph, nothing.
Wow.
To get him to autograph something is $325.
That seems.
That'll get you a picture, a trading card, or a baseball, right? And then it's $350 for anything basically bigger than a baseball. Like if you want a helmet, a jersey, or a bat, or some other piece of equipment, it's $350. And if you want him to do anything with like a signature of the 500 Club,
Mm-hmm.
that's $400.
Wow.
Yeah, but there's a ton of good people. Ray Lewis is going to be there. Jim Kelly has come in. Reggie Jackson is the one that I would have been really interested in meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie Jackson's price is great.
And when does he set
Like
them?
that's what I have always wondered. I think what happens is they pay a flat fee for the person to show up,
Mm-hmm.
and then they charge.
Oh, they charge whatever they feel they need to cover that cost.
Yep.
Hmm.
Lawrence Taylor comes to this show a lot. So he's going to be there. I actually swim. I took my dad to meet Randall Cunningham years ago, and we saw Lawrence Taylor. Still massive man.
Lawrence Taylor.
We saw Lawrence Taylor. We saw Dennis Rodman and Jonathan Ogden were all in the same area where we were for Randall Cunningham. Yeah, just huge dudes. Sterling Sharp is coming.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's pretty good.
And that could be that could be a good one. But yeah, it's a great list of folks.
So
Just like man, I can't see
yeah, I don't see
paying.
that. Hmm. I don't see the control. I remember back in the day, I worked in a ski shop, and a lot of the Redskins players would come in there. I remember Russ Grimm came in once because we had to special order boots for him because we didn't have anything that was big enough. He is a huge man. I mean, and we're talking 20 years ago. He's huge. He was huge 20 years ago. I can't imagine how big these guys are now.
So yeah, Reggie Jackson starts at $190 for just a photo, and his base autograph is $180, which isn't bad to me, really. But like, it doesn't. You can't get him to sound like anything really good until you get to 240. 240, you can get a bobblehead, a mini helmet, a batting helmet, uh, a a bat or jersey. I was actually surprised that there's not a specific line for a baseball.
So, so do they provide this thing, or do you have to provide it?
No, you bring your own stuff.
Really?
Now you can buy stuff there.
Oh, and
So
have them sign it?
yeah, so like for instance, my buddy met Allen Iverson a few years ago. He got him to sign a basketball, and he had a hard time finding a authentic basketball, like the leather ball, if
Mm-hmm.
that's what he wanted to have signed.
Yeah.
So he ended up buying one at the show because they always have all that stuff.
Oh, you know what's funny? Funny you say that. A while back, realized I didn't have a football in the house. But like if the kids were ever throw football or something, we didn't have one. So I actually went looking for a real NFL.
Yeah, that's expensive. The Duke, that's what that ball is called. Is the Duke? It's like two
Well,
hundred
but
bucks.
the Duke is a replica. The real football is called the Duke, but the one you can buy in a store is not the exact same ball that they use in a game.
Oh right, yeah. But you can get the Duke on like Amazon.
Yeah, I was looking for a real NFL game ball. Do you think I could find one to buy?
Hold on, you mean like a game used ball?
No, just a game, just the
Yeah.
same ball that they use in a game.
So hold on, you're saying the ball that is called the Duke is not a game regulation ball? It's been $50. It has to be a game regulation ball.
Mm-mm.
It's 100.
So a couple of years ago, I bought the World Cup ball, the soccer ball, and that's probably been the past World Cup. So it's been like 7 years. That ball was $200. I would imagine a real leather football costs $250, probably.
Well, hold on, because I have an authentic football. It was like the Super Bowl edition. It's a leather ball,
Yeah, I couldn't
but it's
find it.
called the Duke.
I couldn't find one in a store. I saw it on Amazon, and I was like, well,
Oh I've never. Well, like yeah, the only place I think you would be able to buy that ball is is like maybe Dick's.
That's where
Would be the
that's where
only
we
place.
looked was Dick's, and all they had was that tactile feel. That's the one that I
Yeah.
ended up
So
getting. Was that?
on the Hall of Fame site, the Duke, the official NFL game football, and they call this an NFL authentic game football from Wilson. Uh, and it's $179.
That sounds about right, price wise.
Now, what I can't see in the description is whether or not it's leather, because I believe the ball that they play with uh, in the game is a leather ball. Because I actually looked at the like finding up like the leather Super Bowl balls,
Mm-hmm.
but they were silly expensive, and so I wasn't
Oh,
willing to pay that.
Vladimir Guerrero's gonna be there.
Yes, yep.
Senior, not junior. Ooh, Troy Polamalu. Stop it. I'm gonna go get
Well,
Vladdy
you're gonna want to
Senior's
go. You're gonna want to go.
Patrick Sartain. Played for the Dolphins.
Yeah, $170 on Fanatics. It is a leather ball.
Oh, Ricky Williams. Now see, but I don't want to go get Ricky Williams' autograph. I want to go sit and have a beer with Ricky Williams somewhere.
Ricky Williams might be one of those guys that smokes a lot of weed and doesn't drink.
Possible. I don't think he smokes anymore. I think he's moved on to
You think he gave it
gummies.
up?
Yeah, no, he's moved. Yeah, he's
Oh,
moved on.
well, it's probably better for his lungs in the
Probably. Yeah.
long run.
That's what Snoop said, right? Snoop said he's not gonna smoke anymore.
Well, hey. So here's a fun stat, and this is also very interesting. An autographed Duke football, a ball signed by Jalen Hurts, is $800.
Jeez.
A Saquon Barkley one is $900.
Hmm.
You can get an AJ Brown one for $5.
It's just not my. That's funny. It's just not my thing. I don't really care about autographs ever.
But what I don't see is just a plain uh, ball. Because I wouldn't mind having one. But we'll see. Maybe I'll find one eventually. I don't want one that's. I don't want to pay for one that's signed. But
Yeah, I looked into getting like a game used ball,
no.
and I didn't. It didn't need to be signed, but I looked into it.
Oh, $150. But it doesn't have. Yeah, it doesn't have the team names on it. I would want one that had the team names on it.
Was this what this says? Colors, team name. Oh, okay. No, yeah, it's just the Wilson ball. See, I read that this wasn't the real thing. Maybe it is. Maybe that was wrong. More research is required. The
There
Duke
is
today,
one.
which is as okay, so this is what they always say. The Duke today, which is as close as a fan can get to the authentic on-field icon that's been passed, caught, and carried by the game's greatest. It's
So
not.
maybe you can't get an
You
actual game,
can't buy the
game
actual ball.
that they use in the game.
Yeah,
Huh, that's interesting.
yeah. Don't know why.
I mean, yeah, like I have a Duke that's from a Super Bowl years ago. I can't imagine getting something that's any more authentic. But yeah, I just found one of the champion balls
Mm-hmm.
that actually has the Eagles logo on it, and the score of the game. Those are pretty nice.
I think you need that.
Yeah, $189. I'll wait for a sale. I'll find one at some point. Somebody's
Somebody will
gonna
be
spend
selling.
$200 on that ball and then decide like, maybe I need to get some of my
Yeah.
investment back.
Yeah. Eventually,
That one
somebody will
went
be
real
selling
well.
it on marketplace or something.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
So
we've gone over just about everything. We probably should get into our stories. Alrighty. We tried to keep you up with the state of game development, and unfortunately, the trend of the last couple of years continued this past week. Eidos Montreal and Mr. Developer Cyan had layoffs this past month. Uh, Eidos Montreal laid off 75 people, and Cyan, who created Mist, they laid off half of their workforce.
oh, that's unfortunate.
That is not good. Um, I
And
believe that is
what else does Cyan make besides Mist?
well, Mist was it, and remember they hired a bunch of people because they were doing a remake of it,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess they're working on something else, but they just said that things weren't going well, and that
I
they
was
were
gonna say, I
spending
wonder if they finished development and then decided to get rid of.
right, and they just they are trying to secure financing for their next project, which they haven't come up with yet. So they have laid off half of their workforce. Eidos Montreal, you remember they were last year? I don't know. I guess it's been a couple of years. They laid off 900 people. And then
900 is a huge
yeah,
number.
last year I would think it was about 100 again, and then 75 this year now. So it is not going well. There was another one. There were a
No.
couple more too. Crystal Dynamics laid off a few people. I saw that too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a lot of people out of a. Now, the Montreal Idas one, they stopped development on one of the games. I forget which one it was. But, yep. Well, hopefully it'll pick back up. I mean, a lot of companies have not recovered from the boon that was the
Yeah. Or haven't market adjusted for
yeah.
that either.
All right. So speaking of East Starland, uh, we've all been there, right? You run out and buy that shiny new game console, and it just falls flat, and never really goes anywhere. As the proud owner of an Atom computer system back in the day, I can relate to this feeling. Well, here are a few others that didn't live up to the hype. This
Oh,
was
without even looking at the list, the Atari Jaguar
Atari
should
Jaguar
be
was one of
somewhere
them.
near the top.
Yep, that was definitely
And then
one
there's
of them.
something from Neo Geo for sure. That's up there.
Yep. I don't even remember this one. That's how bad it was. The Philips CDI. You even remember that?
Um,
1991.
yes. Yes, because I could be wrong about this, but I believe that originally the PlayStation was supposed to use a Philips drive, and there was some issue. They separated. PlayStation came out with, I don't know where they got the drives from, and then Philips did their own thing. I believe that's accurate.
Oh, yeah. Here's the other thing about this one. No, remember, this was 1991. This thing was $700. That's like $1,600 in today's world.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Barely sold 600,000 units. It lost $1 billion. Also, losing $1 billion in 1991 is crazy.
Yeah, a lot of money.
Crazy. Yeah, people got fired for this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The next one I do remember, the Nokia N-Gage.
Yeah.
I remember that one. It was just weird looking.
They tried to be the iPhone back in 2003.
Yep, it was. I remember it was a handheld little thing. Had a color screen on it, which was unusual, and it was awful. It was terrible. Nowadays, what are we playing on a Switch, right?
Yeah. I got issues with number 3.
Number 3 is the Sega Dreamcast. We had a Dreamcast. I actually thought it was a good system.
It was the best football game ever.
Yep, and I loved that it had a little screen on the controller that would give you information.
On there?
Yep. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty decent system. Now I don't think it did as well as it could have.
Had a built-in modem.
Yep, had the built-in modem.
Dreamcast was the first system that I ever bought.
No, was the N64 before that? I think the first one we ever bought the kids was an N64. Before that, I don't.
One of the guys on my hall had an N64, and we used to play Madden on his N64.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was the only person. I might have been the only. Okay, listen, then maybe they didn't sell a lot of them because honestly, I think I was the only person in our dorm that had a Dreamcast. And so guys would always want to come over and play because they had never gotten to use the Dreamcast.
Yeah, I don't think I had a game console system until I bought one for my kids.
Oh.
No, I had a handheld. No, I had a
Game Gear.
Yeah, it was a game. I might have had the original Game Boy.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
The brick.
Yes. Yep. Oh god, yes, I remember this. Number 2 is the Nintendo Virtual Boy.
Oh yeah, that never did take off.
Yeah, that was terrible.
They had one of those at East Starland.
Oh really? Oh, you're right. I did see that.
They have one up on it's up on the bookshelf. Yeah.
You're right. I did see that. And then number 1, of course, is the ultimate failed.
Yeah, the Jaguar.
Was the Atari Jaguar, and I would
controller ever.
One of the worst controllers ever.
No, not one of. There is no controller that's worse than that, Don. There's no ergonomics to it at all.
That's
true. How are you supposed to hold that?
It was awful. I would be willing to put up the Atari 5200 against it, though. It was another awful system. They were terrible. Oh no, I take that back. I had a TurboGrafx, which
the handheld.
No, it was a competitor to the Atari 5200, and then and I also had a 2600 when they came out.
Yeah,
It's before your time, but
I really can't believe that there wasn't a better system to put on this list other than the Dreamcast. Like, these other systems didn't even have good games.
I think the
Like
Atari
they did
52.
nothing
I,
well.
I think Atari could have had the top two spots with the 5200 and the.
Yeah. I don't think the dream, like if you play one of these things that's not like the other, the Dreamcast is definitely not like the others.
Yeah, it had
The
the
catalog of games was a good quality system. Man, I feel like they sold a fair amount.
Yeah, I thought they
Like,
had
listen,
a.
Marvel versus Capcom on Dreamcast was fire.
It's then they
The
have
version
Spyro.
of yeah,
Yeah, they had
the version
Spyro.
of Sonic that they put up was like one of the first things
Oh
like I
yeah,
had ever played that was like pure 3D, where like the screen was like the world Sonic was running through was spinning
yeah.
around,
Mm-hmm.
and you're running forward, and everything is spinning. It was crazy.
Yeah, I thought the Dreamcast was a really good system. I know that we had one, and like one of the kids' friends had one too. It wasn't like nobody had heard of it.
Yeah, great. 2K Sports was great.
Mm-hmm.
2K Sports hadn't done anything before that. I don't think it should be on this list.
Now, now Sega's a different story. Sega was a company that was just mismanaged from the word go, but still.
Yeah.
But yeah. You ever hear of TurboGrafx?
Yes.
TurboGrafx was a great system, but it never really took off either. Not as much as the then PlayStation hit and it was all over.
Yeah.
They had a lot of PlayStations at East Starland, like original ones.
I'm trying to think. I think we have a PlayStation 2. I think I got rid of my PlayStation 1 because PlayStation 2 would play all the PlayStation 1 games.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a 3, a 4, and a 5.
I've gotten rid of all my old systems.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have any of them anymore. All I got is the PlayStation and the Xbox. That's it.
Oh,
Well,
we still have all of ours. I still have a Gen 1 Xbox. I still have a 360. Um,
I sort of wish I had them now that I could make a little
I
area
have an
that had them
Xbox
all
One,
displayed.
and then I have a Series X. So yeah, I've got everything. And then what else? And I still have my Dreamcast. Still
Does
have
it
a
work?
64. Yep. I have a Dreamcast, a 64, a regular NES. The only thing I don't have is a Super
I
NES.
was gonna say, is an NES or SNES?
I have it, but I have the retro SNES somewhere that I hacked and put a bunch of games on.
Oh yeah, I had an Atari 2600 that I had hacked too. That you didn't need cartridges for.
Huh.
I don't know whatever happened to that.
Yo, listen, you know what should be on this list over the Dreamcast?
Hmm.
They could put both the PSP and the PS Vita.
Oh, it's funny. I just found my Vita the other day.
Oh, do you,
Yeah.
Will lost my Vita when he was in elementary school.
Yeah, we looked around here. I have a lot of handhelds hanging around. I have a,
Yeah.
I have a Vita. And we have a DS, a DS XL. I have
I have a DS XL, a DS,
we have a Switch, obviously,
I have a Game
and
Boy Advance.
I don't have an Advance here. I think Beck does. I think Beck
I have
has
a
an
DS
Advance
and
though,
a DS Lite, or a DS and a DS.
and I have a Steam Deck.
Hey, the Steam Deck is nice.
Yeah, it's all right. You can find the right game. Um, it's pretty good. Tell you what, um, we're gonna talk about the Nintendo Direct here in a second, but I've been looking at that Switch 2. Yeah. I think I'm gonna skip the next story because we'll save it for next time. But the Switch 2 looms on the horizon, and in less than a week's time, we'll learn a whole lot more information. By the time this comes out, that direct will have happened. Um, Last week though, Nintendo hosted a Switch 1 focus direct, and it felt like a flurry of last-minute announcements for the record-shattering handheld hybrid console. Uh, so here's all the things that they announced that will be irrelevant next week that you will not care about. There was a lot of things. So one of my very first games I ever played was Dragon Quest. Absolutely loved it. Great game. They are remaking 1 and 2 in HD. I may have to get those just for nostalgia's sake.
They'll be for the Switch too.
These are all for the Switch 1.
Oh, okay.
But Switch 2 is going to be able to play all the Switch 1 games, apparently. So they've said.
Smart. And Nintendo has a good history of backwards compatibility.
Yeah, they have. Some games that I watched this thing and they were games. I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's the same game. Nope, that's a different game. It looked the same, different game. No Sleep for Konami date. No idea. Looked sort of cool, but I think it's one of those JRPGs.
Okay.
Raydu remastered again. Never again looked like sort of the same thing. Shadow Labyrinth, which is
that looks good.
Looks
that
pretty good.
Reminds me of. I think listen. I think this came up once before. There was a game for the Xbox, like the Xbox One, and it was this little boy. He was walking through a black and white world, trying to save his sister, and it was kind of like it looked like he was trying to be like a scary or horror style game. And the kid had to be careful, like not to like fall. And every time he died, the video would be like this little figure falling on the spikes. But there was no real character detail to like faces or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like drawing.
My God, that sounds vaguely familiar. So if you've watched the TV show Secret Level, there's a creepy Pac-Man short in there. That basically is this game. And it looks really good. So this might not be so bad. That one might be good. What was it called?
Limbo is the game that I am.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that. What else? Patapon 1 and 2, again, remastered. I never played those. I'd heard of the game. A lot of people really like it, though. Very different art style to that game. Story of Seasons. Grand Bazaar. It looks like it is like Animal Crossing style game. Metroid Prime. If it ever comes out, they keep saying it's going to come out. Believe it when we see it. The Disney Villains Cursed Cafe. By the way, do you ever play Dreamlight Valley? The Disney Dreamlight Valley? Oh my God, it's fun. It's ridiculous. It's just mindless running around and collecting stuff. It's a lot of fun. Another new game called Witchbrook, where you learn spells, and as you go up, you learn different spells. It seems sort of cool. The Eternal Life of Goldman. Again, I watched these shorts and I was like, okay. A lot of them look very similar. Gradius Origins. I remember Gradius back in the day. I don't think I ever played it. Uh, Rift of the Necrodancer. That's a sequel. Wasn't there another Necrodancer? Yeah, there was another Necrodancer game. Yes. Crypt. Crypt of the Necrodancer was this is a sequel to that. Tamagotchi Plaza, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's Tamagotchi, so you have to keep them alive. You have a Tamagotchi? Oh my god, I didn't, but my boys did. So I had two Tamagotchis that I had to keep alive the whole time. And if I let them die, they got mad at me. I'm like,
Oh,
they're your Tamagotchis. Anyway,
you've been entrusted with them.
yeah. And then Pokemon Legends Z to A. It's Pokemon.
Never played a Pokemon game.
It's the thing, right? It's collecting. It's funny though because I'm not usually into turn-based battle, but that one I like. It's weird. Yeah, it's collecting things. I'm always in for that. Uh, Another game called Rhythm Heaven Groove. Um, they have a bunch of rhythm games, don't they? Nintendo.
Yeah. The
So
Wario games were kind of rhythm games.
yeah, it's the same thing. You know, you got to do it at the right time. But the biggest announcement, which I always thought I thought was Nintendo has announced that there will be virtual game cards on the Nintendo Switch. So this is
Like trading
basically
cards?
no. This is basically you will be able to eject a digital game and lend it to someone.
Oh. Listen.
That's
Okay,
really cool.
hold on. Sir, sir,
Hmm.
sir. I would like to take you back to what year are we going to? I think we are going to 2013.
Dear Lord. 2013.
2013, when a well meaning man that worked for Microsoft was up on stage trying to tell the people about the future. And the future involved digital only games that you were able to lend to your friends. And the world lost their collective mind and said this was heresy, that we were going to upend the the gaming world, and I wouldn't be able to sell back games to buy new ones because listen, progress is going to happen.
It is.
Technology is going to win. You can delay it, but here we are 10 years later, and the Nintendo that everybody loves is telling folks, "Hey, we're going to do these digital cartridges and you're going to be able to loan them to your friends."
Yeah. This was the one that I was like, now they said something about your Nintendo account family group or something like that, but I mean, only a matter of time before they say, yeah, you can lend it to somebody that's in your friends list or whatever.
Also, I just would like to ask this question. In today's world of artificial intelligence and AI and people wanting to work out in their home, do you think that if Microsoft announced a Connect today, that it would be well received?
Hmm. Yeah, I think so. I mean, because I used I used it to do workouts back in the day.
But when that was out, people were like, "Oh, we don't want cameras in our house, and
Yeah, really.
it might be listening to us, and
How many cameras are in my house?
right microphones and such." I just, listen, we are, we're 10 years removed, and the Kinect was that came out for the 360 originally, and it carried over to the Xbox One, and
Yep.
then kind of got lost in the shuffle. I just think it's funny that so many of the things that people adamantly didn't want
Mm-hmm.
back then, they are wholly excited about right
Well, and they people accept this daily about,
now. Uh huh.
oh, don't track me, don't do
Yeah.
this, and then they carry around the phone that tracks their every
Yeah.
movement everywhere they
Yeah.
go,
For
everything they
sure.
buy, everything they pay. They pay with their phone, and then wonder why they get ads for you know Starbucks
Mm-hmm.
and the comic book store.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. No. Real thing.
Yep. And my wife is an enabler. I take her in the comics book store, and I have a new series to read. It's
And you're so upset about it.
I am. I'm upset because I didn't have the first book. They didn't have the first one, so I can't really start it yet.
Which series is it?
TBA, the time,
Oh, Time Variance Authority.
yeah,
Yeah. They're from. Did you watch Wolverine versus Deadpool?
I have not seen that yet.
Oh yeah. So TVA is in Wolverine versus Deadpool, but the first place they show up is the Loki show.
Loki. We watched Loki.
Okay.
We're still trying to get through Attorney Wu right this second.
Attorney Wu.
Yeah, so if you haven't watched this, I thought I mentioned this last, but maybe not. We're watching the Extraordinary Attorney Wu. It is about an autistic
Oh
girl
yes, 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 yes,
that
yes. You
is
did.
an attorney. It's fantastic. The girl that's acting that part is just amazing. She's a really really good actress. Um,
You did. You did mention that.
yeah. We I in having watched a few more episodes, it's definitely better to watch it in Korean and have it subtitle and read the subtitles because
Okay.
you get a lot more of the meaning from the voices, from the inflection in the voices. You get more. We feel like we get more out of it when they're speaking that, and instead of having it dubbed. But yeah, really good, great show. All right, so that was it for the stories. Um, yep, I think I have a hankering for that Switch 2. Looks really. We're gonna find out this week about the
Yeah, I'd be
specs
interested
and
to see what the
stuff
price is.
and see what the pricing is on it. Um, but this past, having a little bit of time off did let me play a few games, and I am completely hooked. I have been playing Dragon Age, Veilguard.
Mm.
It is phenomenal. If you like Dragon Age, if you like Mass Effect, if you like that stuff, this one, A1, right up there with the best of this genre. Just great
I've
game.
never played any of those.
Yeah, great game, good combat, great story. Um, I love the new hub that they've done for this one. I don't want to give too much away about that, but um, yeah, just a really, really good. The characters are well developed. Characters are interesting and different. I've got like 20 hours into it, and I don't think I just met somebody new the other the last time I was playing. So I haven't even met all the companions yet. Really, really good, well done. Just excellent. So go play that one. I'm giving this a 9 of 10. It's really really good.
I'm interested in the new Assassin's Creed. I haven't heard very much feedback on it.
I haven't either. There's also something coming out in a couple weeks. It's going to be on Xbox, Pat, and I'm trying to remember what it was. It's going to be on Game Pass. Comes out in 2 weeks. I'm trying to remember what it was, and I'm like, yeah, I got to play that. Play that. Let me see what's coming. Hold, please. Let's see. Not
South
Adam.
of Midnight.
Yes. Well, South of
That
Midnight is
comes.
coming. Yes,
That
that's
comes out on
definitely
the 8th.
one.
Yeah, I do want to play that. And then Descenders next is on the 9th. That's a snowboarding game.
Yeah, I thought it was a I think it's like around the 14th or 16th or something like that.
17th is Pim Poo
No,
Popo. Tim Popo. And the 10th is Blueprints.
not Miswrecked. What games? Stop it. No, these are already out. March. April. I know. Fascinating content here. But
Yeah, I don't know.
What was it? I know South of
Unless
Midnight
it's
is
something
coming.
that got
Definitely
pulled.
want to play that.
Unless it got pulled from the list.
Is that it? That's not out yet, right? South of Midnight.
What? No, it comes out on the 8th.
Maybe that was what I was thinking. I didn't think that was it though. Something else. Dying Light. Must have been South of Midnight. Must have been what I was thinking of.
Yeah, I am.
No, I'm sorry. Doom. Doom Dark Ages is coming out.
Oh, yes. That's May 15th. That's next month.
Oh, that's May.
After.
I thought it was April
Yeah.
15th. Oh, okay. Yes, that'll be the next big one that sucks me in.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, no, south of midnight though. I think I'll be playing.
Yeah, that's going to be very different, which is something I like. Using the spirit to accomplish your things. Sounds really cool. Alrighty. Any final thoughts on anything today?
No, but if you decide to come out to the autograph show, let me know.
Yeah, and maybe not. When's the next time there's a comic show we have to go?
Awesome Con is Awesome Con this weekend? Yeah, I think Awesome Con. Yep, it is this weekend. But yeah, I'm spending my money at the autograph show, but Awesome Con is this weekend. I think the next one after that, I think Big Lick is.
I did see Big Lick mentioned.
There's another. Yeah, May 31st is Big Lick. They've got some Walking Dead people coming. The guy that plays Carl is coming. That played Carl,
Mm-hmm.
and Lou Ferrigno is coming.
The original Hulk.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't see any like big celebrities. They don't have. Yeah, they haven't even announced the big comic book artist as of yet. So it's normally a pretty decent show for comics. They do a huge show in Roanoke. Like they have the Big Lick is a comic shop in Roanoke,
Mm-hmm.
and they do a huge comic show in Roanoke every year.
It might be fun to go to. Roanoke's down there.
And there's some voice actors from Baldur's Gate 3 that are coming to this show.
Oh, that might be cool. That is on my list of things to play that I have not played yet.
Yeah, I haven't played it either. I think Will started it. I think we own it on Steam.
Yeah, it's one of those again turn based, so I don't play it a
Not a
lot.
fan of the turn based.
No, but but then we play D&D and I absolutely love it. So who knows? you know, who knows? All right, folks. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to reach out and contribute to the show in any way, email us at joystickandmouse@gmail.com. We have the Twitter is on the page now. There, it's joystick_mouse on Twitter, and I will throw up the Blue Sky one too. It's joystick and mouse. You know how they are. Whatever it is, it's joystick and mouse. So until next time, Tim.
Take it easy, folks.
We'll see you later, folks. Bye now.
If you like this show, check out more great content at incastmedianetwork.com.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
Alrighty. And that's the show. Ugh.
I'm tired. I was going to study, but I don't think I'm going to retain